Here we are, Tony and Michael Brunton. We're not married. Michael Briggs, Tony Brunton. Heading out for a fish in the best of conditions. What do you got to say, big bones?
Much.
Not much. So Tony has been slip sliding all over the road like a snapper on the side of a boat. Weather conditions are terrible as far as driving, but it'd be great for fishing. We're going to show you the Thames out here. No, can't see anything through the wet window. But I tell you what, we'll be back in touch with you to show you our snapper. The limit over this side is 7 and 30 centimetre minimal take. So for Tony that's going to be a real stretch. For me that's pretty standard. I normally get 7 over 30 with one line, like one cast. Okay, Tony Brunton has a fish on. We're in the Firth of Thames. There's a bit of bend in that rod. Let's see what he's got, eh? What are you thinking, Tone?
Monstrosity.
We're out here on the Mussel farms and we are looking for a snapper. Oh, we got something here. I don't think it's anything we need the net for. That's probably about a 25 centimetre Tony's special. Let's. Do you want to measure that up, Tone? See what we got. I can tell you now it's undersized because it's one of Tony's specials. Yeah, it's about a 20 centimetres. Anything to say, Tone? All right, thanks, mate. I'll just show you guys quickly what a real fish looks like. There it is, that's what I've caught. Tony's fish are over here. Yep, nothing.
What do you got? Sweet.
I think it's a keeper.
Yeah, it's keep.
Sweet, I'll check it.
Beautiful conditions.
First up, come here, little rat. Settle down.
Oh, there's a good little penny.
Tony Brunton, second chance draw on this fish that we can actually keep. He's had 2 so far and together they've measured 15 centimetres. We put head to toe. Now let's see what he's got this time. Oh yeah, that's a very small one. That's even smaller than his last 2. That looks like the child of the last 2 tiny midget fish that he caught. Good job, Tony. Anything to say about fans? Now I know this is getting a bit old, but Tony's got another fish. This one actually looks a bit better. If we can beat the shags and actually pick it out. What are you picking, Tone? Snapper? Decent size? We're going to need the net, or is it going to be a 20 centimetre? Here we go. You can see the conditions out here are ideal for fishing, not ideal for humans. Trying to get an idea of where the big red is. Can we see it yet, Tone? Oh, we got visibility. Oh, he's taking some line. Oh, it's a fighting with the birds to get it, which is a bit annoying. But that's not a bad size. That's actually a keeper. Now, apparently Michael has the biggest at 40 centimetres. This could be a 35, which would be great for Tony. Probably best catch of the year, I'd say, Tony, for you. Yeah, that's how not to kill a fish. Good. Let's check the size.
Weather's turning custardo. Nobody else out here. What do you got there? Oh, that's alright. Get it.
Got some jealous looking fucking birds out there.
Sweet.
Sweet, let's check it out.
Kill it before you let it go over the side. Michael's winning the fishing competition so far, which is actually quite amazing because he's Australian and he's not cheating.
That's a 38er.
Beautiful.
38.
I just can't understand why there's nobody else out here.
Such a beautiful day.
Screaming about 35, 40 knots. Easterly. Offshore breeze. Christchurch. But they're still biting.
We're still fishing. We're loving it. I like this. Tony is on. It's a decent size. Look at these beautiful conditions near the Mussel farms. Just trying to get a view there. Oh, no, that's a burley pot. That's not his fish. That would have been a good size for Tony. Anything to say, Tony, before you see this monster? Here's another shark. We got hammerhead. I don't think we're going to need a net. Tony does tend to exaggerate just a little bit. It's a bird. It's called a bird. No, not a bird. The bird wants it, whatever it is. We're fighting the birds for our fish at this stage. It's only 16 metres, so he's making this. Oh, it's a decent size. We're not going to need a net for that though. Decent size snap. I think that could be the snap of the day so far. I'm not going to lie. I'd say it's about a 45 maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
That's a nice fatty. So we'll probably end up. There's the knife that Tony's wants.
Getting bigger.
Getting bigger out there, guys. So look, we've been out here for about 2.5 hours in terrible conditions, and we have not got our quota by a long shot. 44?
42.
42, nice. So we'll put that in there and I'll show you our keep. They're all well and truly above size because we fish for the future. Don't we, Tony?
Absolutely.
Yes! Okay, Tony's just about to pull up another fish. We're not sure what it is. He thinks it's big, otherwise I wouldn't have had to film it. Okay. It's a decent sized snapper. It is. Now we're fighting the birds here. I'll have to give him that. It's not a net worthy one, but it's decent. And he's actually beating me as far as decent fish right now, I won't lie. But mind you, I'm not getting to do a lot of fishing because he keeps making me film. Okay, so here we are. Conditions have worsened. There's lightning and thunder. Most normal people would go in, but not Tony. Tony wants to keep fishing. Oh, and he's got a very good prize. It's worthwhile.
Jesus.
Yeah, now we're getting a little scared. I've never heard Tony pray before, but he just said Jesus. So, but that is a very good size snapper. Another keeper. And I'm going to go and make us a cup of tea now because I lost a bet.
Thunder and lightning, very frightening.
So we've made an executive decision. Looking at the current conditions of the oh, that's exactly right. See that lightning was why we've decided to come in. Our lives are a little bit more important than that is thunder. A little bit more important than fish. There's land, thank God. So we're going the right way. Tony, anything to say? Oh my God! We're a bit frightened right now. This is not the first time we've been stuck in a boat in treacherous conditions where our lives are in danger. The last time we had to get the Coast Guard. This time only God could save us. Okay, I might film this for prosperity just to make sure we actually make it home alive. If not, I'd like to say I love my children, Ella and Zoe. Anything you want to say to Renee and your beautiful children, Brooke and Wardy?
Fish for dinner.
Okay, we're trying to get close to the shore. We are the largest thing on the water, which is never a good sign when there's thunder and lightning. We're the highest structure. And I'm wearing rubber sole shoes, but Tony's decided to Dr. Zeus it and wear like man sandals and long underwear. Oh, you saw a bit of lightning then, I think. I feel a little bit like we're driving straight into it. Has anyone seen that movie Lost? Because that's a bit what it feels like just as they enter the island now. Okay, I'm going to sign off. This is my last goodbye. I love you all. All the women I've never loved, I love you. We would have been great together. Goodbye. This is the road on the way back on the Coromandel. That's the road, people. Yeah, I might film just a little bit more, Tone, just to make sure, see if anything else comes up. There's a slip. You can see the colour of the water. All the slips are just running straight into the firth of Thames at the moment. So it could be highly interesting getting back. We just passed a man. Yeah, here's another big waterfall. So we've got to drive this for at least another 10 k's this road. It's going to be very interesting to see. There's a few more slips coming up. This is a real issue with this road. Yeah, we got some big problems here. They haven't closed the road, but it could happen if the rain just keeps up, I'd be fair to say. Again, I'll try and get the colour of that firth of Thames. It's just brown with all the runoff. No road markings. I don't think that's going to be a problem because it's all underwater anyway. Oh, look at that. It's a bit of water coming out under the road. Now that's obviously got to degrade the road, so that could be a slip or a demolished road at some point. As the road gets a bit better as you get away from where we were to work, but there's still high slip possibilities up here. Hi. That's a serious slip. Yeah, that's a real problem, that one. So at any point, rocks can just come down from the mountain here. That's the problem.
It's brown down these ways.
Yeah, sure does.
This is all over there, look.
Yeah, we'll see that. I've got it caught in film. You just watch the road, Tony, as you're not very apt to do in most treacherous of conditions. He speeds up people as we go around very, very tight corners. That's Tony's driving for our west. I'm just going to try and get, there's a slip. Yeah, four-wheel driving on the main highway, New Zealand. I'm trying to get the watercolour here just to show you guys what it's like. Here's another water across the road, another river essentially. That's really quite serious. A small car is going to really struggle to get through that. That could literally be swept away. And there's another major slip. It's going to get major soon. Yeah. Yeah. So we're driving along Ocean Road, Coromandel, Thames, and essentially there is serious flooding issues. People trying to protect their homes, trying to, they're not sandbagging, they're just trying to dig out the trenches. And we are getting a little bit higher, climbing a bit higher, which is safer, but it doesn't stop the slips. So there could be a few more of those. And yeah, this is the problem with a beach house near the water. Nature finds a way, tries to reclaim. That's what's happening right here. Nature tried to reclaim us when we were fishing via lightning, thunder, and apocalyptic weather. But we still got 7 snappers. I think so. I got 2 of them. I think Tony got all the rest. I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah. Okay. So driving now is getting very, very treacherous. Go through it, Tony. Don't get bogged. You just drive. I'll film. This is where Japanese tourism comes out of Tony. He'd rather take the shot than be safe and stay out of danger. We got some serious slippages here. That's why the policeman flashed, because there is just a lot of problem up here. Mind you, people, what's the time currently, Tony? I know it looks like midnight, but it's actually about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll check my mobile.
Combination with lighning. Bluetooth meeting.
Now these cones are for roadworks. They're not actually for the stoppages of the road, but you can just see the coastline there, and we are getting a little bit higher, so the roads are getting better, but the slip could happen at any time. It's very treacherous. There's a little waterfall, so it's still happening. All these people's houses are a bit precarious because the stuff behind could fall on them. Just trying to see if anyone's out there protecting their homages. No, I'll come back to you next slip. More water entering. Now all of these things are just going to get worse, guys. The rain's still going. It's a bit soft now, but it just seems to be settling in. There's some people walking on the beach because it's a nice day for it. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Probably a bit of sunbaking. Must be German tourists. Excuse me for all the Germans. That wasn't me apologising to the world for the Germans, who I love. I just meant I hope I didn't offend the Germans. That was an apology to the Germans. Okay, things look a bit clearer, except for the window. Tony likes to up the difficulty of his driving experience by towing a boat, fogging up the glass, doing high speed, and in treacherous conditions like this, where here comes a major river across the road. Yeah, that is going, and there's some debris. Yeah, oh, here's another one. These are all probably about only a few inches deep, but they get a lot worse. And they start to erode the cliff above, and then you get your rocks down, and you go to slip, and then all of a sudden road closure. Which we expect the road will close behind us, so the traffic that you're seeing going past us now may not be able to get through. And we want to find the first hotel we can and bunker down before these guys all bite.
And separate rooms.
Don't be like that, Tony. It's very cold. Yeah, true. This is when you need a boat, not a car. Is that a giant rock? Watch out for that. Yeah. That's a bit of karma for banning 1080. You want to stop. Hang on. Now, that person's driveway has now become a river. I don't think they're going home tonight. And you can see the colour of the water here. That is all the runoff. That truck is never going to make it through, so I'm hoping these guys have a plan B tonight, because this road is going to be closed. We're actually heading out the right way. We're nearly finished Ocean Road. It sort of comes back into a bit more open land away from the coast, and there's less sheer cliffs on the left hand side here. But these guys going the other way, they've got no chance. There was an earlier slippage as we came through earlier today, but I think you can guarantee there'll be a few more. Anything could be around this corner, which is why I'll just keep my hand on the button. Tone, anything you want to say?
Makes you wonder what's going to happen to those other cars though, eh?
Yeah, I worry about those cars.
Busy motels.
We want everyone going home safely tonight. The rain is slowing down, I think, a bit, but if you look at the sky, it's all grey. It's actually 2:45 in the afternoon, so it shouldn't be this dark. Everyone's got their lights on, so the rain looks like it's well and truly settling in. And tomorrow's forecast is for worse weather than today, so tomorrow's just going to be ugly out here. So if you're thinking about coming via the Ocean Road, just think again. Hey, go, go, go! So now we're in Thames, and this flooding is happening all across the township. That whole street was literally water. So it's a possibility that they may even close the town of Thames. Oh, I know they did that 20 years ago. Sorry, anyone who lives in Thames, I apologise, and particularly if you live in Thames and you're German. Coming back.
These cars might want to shift
Wow.
their parking spot.
Yeah, I believe that unless you're driving an amphibious vehicle, you should not be parking there. That guy's at least, he's got about another half day before water's in his car. This is getting crazy in here. This is the middle of town in New Zealand. Welcome. I'd like to commend the council on their drainage works.
Dirty Bird's getting spanked.
We got to go to meet Ian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.